Hello, everyone. My name is Abigail Newkirk, a former soccer student athlete and Division III Student Athlete Advisory Committee member, and I'm here with my co-host, RJ.
Hi, I'm RJ Nealon, Special Olympics North America athlete reporter.
Welcome to A Decade of Inclusion, a series where RJ and I will share 10 stories to represent 10 years of a very impactful partnership between Special Olympics and NCAA Division III.
Since the beginning of the unique partnership, over 85,000 NCAA student athletes and over 127,000 Special Olympic athletes have shared unified experiences, spread inclusion, and created memories of a lifetime.
Yes. So with us today, we have three guests representing King's College of the Middle Atlantic Conference. So we have Aaron Keller, an athlete from Special Olympics Pennsylvania, and Cheryl Ish, the Assistant Vice President and Executive Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation, and Megan Mundy, the Assistant Athletic Director of Business and Operations. We can't wait to hear what's been going on at King's College.
We're so excited to have you with us here today. Starting with Cheryl, could you tell us about how King's College first got involved with Special Olympics?
Sure, I'm happy to. It's probably about 11 or 12 years ago that I became aware that Special Olympics, some organizers had asked if they could use our gym for basketball practice. And I happened to be here one day and walked through and saw a lot of Special Olympic athletes and some volunteer coaches trying to, run through a basketball practice. And I reached out to the person to ask if there was any way that we could possibly have some of our own student athletes start working as volunteers. They were thrilled. What we thought might start off as just a few student athletes here and there or some teams once in a while blossomed to where we had so many of our King student athletes involved that at times I thought we probably had too many people. And it became a fantastic event that happened every spring for the last 10 years, COVID minus.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's cool to see how it's lasted so long. Aaron, do you remember your first time connecting with the student athletes at King's College, and what's it like to be on campus with everyone?
The first thing I remember was all the student volunteers. I was just learning how to play basketball, and there was a lot of people to talk with.
That's awesome, Aaron, that you said that. I know when I first got involved at the University of Alabama, connecting with the student athletes was the greatest thing and some of the biggest highlights I have going to college there. Megan, could you share with us what it's like when you first got involved as a student athlete?
Yes, absolutely. It was honestly so rewarding. I had no idea how much the opportunity was going to impact my life for the better. I love the bonds that I made with not only the Special Olympic athletes, but fellow Kings athletes. It really brought us together as an athletic community. And it was just so fulfilling to see the progress that Special Olympic athletes would make from week to week and how much fun they had at the same time.
Yeah, and I would say, like, when I was a student athlete too, I loved just seeing the smiles on people's faces throughout all of those experiences. And you said, just seeing that on a week-to-week basis, and that's kind of what reminds me and brings me back to when I was involved, when I was a student athlete as well. So it was a good time. Cheryl, what is the most notable thing you've noticed about the engagement between Special Olympics athletes and student athletes on your campus?
I would say, I think it's the idea that our King student athletes looked forward to Tuesday nights just as much as anyone else. Again, when we first started, we thought that we would have to organize what soccer team would be volunteering that night. And then we just realized that our student athletes were getting so much out of the experience that they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to be, working and seeing everyone and, laughing. And just, it was so touching to see that it meant so much to everyone that was in that gym on those nights.
There's definitely something special about the connections made between Special Olympic athletes and student athletes. And what are you looking forward to when you return to King's College? I hear they put on a formal at the end of the season.
Oh, definitely the friendship with all the athletes. It's a highlight because it's a chance. It's a chance to be heard, and of course I'm looking forward to play basketball. The formal was a good way to celebrate the end of a season.
How fun. I remember I went to a Tim Tebow sponsored event, and it reminded me of the formal, and I just remember having so much fun and still staying connected with my date for the night. And so the formal was such a good time. And like you said, a great ending to the season. So I'm sure the student athletes are also looking forward to returning to these events. I remember that was probably one of my most favorite things to look forward to when I was a student athlete. But Megan, since you've seen what it's like at King's College from a student athlete and a staff perspective, what do you see in the future for connections between Special Olympics athletes and our student athletes at King's College?
Yeah. So it's actually been 2 years since we were last together. So right now we're just anxiously awaiting an opportunity for a reunion and to get things started again. But honestly, in terms of other opportunities, our student athletes are so open to anything and eager to get back to this unique partnership. I know typically we said we've done events in the spring semester, so we're open to maybe seeing if we could incorporate something for the fall semester, especially student athletes who haven't been able to participate before in the spring. So again, we're really open to anything and trying new things like the formal the last time we were all together. So definitely open to figuring out something else we can do maybe outside of basketball too.
It looks like there's a lot to look forward to. Thank you all for sharing. Now on to our favorite part of the interview where we ask you a couple of rapid fire questions. So first, what are your first 3 words that come to your mind when you think about inclusion? Cheryl, you can go first.
I would say powerful, engagement, and fun.
And what about you, Aaron? You can go second.
I'd say respect, empowerment, and opportunities.
And then Megan.
I would say belonging, opportunity, and respect. 2 of mine were the same as Aaron in a different order.
Those are awesome. Our next question is, what is your favorite quote about inclusion? Cheryl, you can go first.
I'm going to keep it simple. I love the choose to include because I think it's a conscious decision you make, and it means so much when you do it.
Absolutely. What about you, Aaron?
When everyone wins, everyone is included.
That's one of my favorite too. Megan, what about you?
Aaron stole mine. That's exactly what I had down too. When everyone's included, everyone wins. Because I think it reflects our partnership so perfectly. Both groups take so much away from this and the opportunity, and both look forward to it just as much as the other.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Great answers. We appreciate you sharing your experiences and perspectives with us today. Thank you for all you've done to support and enable this inclusion movement between Special Olympics and NCAA Division III.